You've been tried in the fire. Well, tell me, did you come through as pure gold?
You kick it like the benefactor's benefactor. Well, truthfully, we know you never been a factor. Well, honestly, the truth is that you've been an actor. And now your actions got them boys about to mass up. Lectures from the devil got you piping hot. This up and you get screwed and chopped, no Michael Watts. When I was 10, I knew I should have been on rap a lot. Think like Jay Prince and I do more than just rap a lot. I went and got my digits up. Your favorite, bruh. You don't want no trouble, cuz. The 25th, I got a meeting with the governor. That's real rap a lot, no cap a lot. I used to from Farron down to Camelot. I used to whip up in my granny's pot. She asked my friends, was I? They said, nope, he not. The mind to a praying woman. The truth's a heavy burden and it's weighing on me. Red doggies caught me slipping with the wailing on me. I went to calling out for Jesus like a reverend on me. Chalked it up to sin, took it on my chin. Gotta take some L's if you wanna win. They took a but didn't take a sin. I didn't even have no re-up I could re-up with. Had to rob another just to re-up. Pray to God that in his heart he found forgiveness for me. It was nothing personal, it was just business for me. When I got on, I paid him back and told him it was ugly. I'd rather ask forgiveness like 100 times than be asking for permission in a beggar's line. Cause of who I be and check out how I tend to mine. I got a partner who don't eat no pork at dinner time, but let you act like you gon' ever hurt or injure mine. He have your woman and that's by dinner time. I keep my eyes on glory till the devil get behind. Now bear in mind the devil made me offers I decline. We not aligned, not combined, I am not confined to any wicked system that these demons have designed. They frame a mind and have you salty as a bacon rind. I'm trying to mastermind how to help out humankind. I'm open mind, but I do not rock with none aligned. My state of mind is to keep a peace for peace of mind. I'm like Malcolm with my piece at the Venetian blinds. I'm trying to manifest some things in my subconscious. Have only seen in dreams in my unconscious mind. My dreams unrefined, spring to mind, a state of mind that make you seem this lucky life of mine is pre-designed. And if it is, then thank the Lord, cause that's the mastermind. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
Salute when you see me. That jealousy is an ocean and you either float or you sink. Moment of truth, credit check. You not a fool. BB King, I'm in love with the blues. Don't start me up, I got finishing moves. Look. Salute when you see me.
Tonight, from U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, it's a special Halloween night presentation of the NFL on EA Sports.
And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. And the Minnesota offense ready to go to work here. Their quarterback in his 10th season overall now, and 4th as a Viking, Kirk Cousins.
And you've got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh. You know, coming off of the open week, didn't have to play, right? Gives them a chance to rest up a little bit, heal some of those aches and pains, and excited about playing again. That really rekindles things a little bit. I want to see how they come out and establish themselves here early.
And that bye week coming right where they want it, in the middle of the schedule. They'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And that's complete to K.J. Osborne. And right away, he lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. The Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott set to go on offense for the first time. And with Dak at the controls, his 6th.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
Check pass. He's checking.
They start the drive with Cook. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
And this will be a Vikings first down as the tackle made it about the 43-yard line.
And that's why Dalvin Cook is the Minnesota Vikings featured back. You put the ball in his hands, good things happen. Second in the NFL last year in rushing with 1,557 yards, and that's now back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons with 30 combined total touchdowns. What a player is Dalvin Cook. Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Yeah, the Cowboys here on third down, bringing in an extra defensive back. Cousins to throw it. And Cook has it left side. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. That's going to bring up fourth down, only a gain of 2 there. This is up and good from Pinheiro. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. Dallas offense set for this next drive. And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit. And they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top 4.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right in the beginning.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it second and a foot or so.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around with the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down. Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. 25 yards there on the catch and run. So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him and his skills, they say it all began back in Miami. He really became a pro receiver at a young age because of his attention to detail and precision. but don't forget his athletic ability. That's what made that catch there.
He did spend 1 year with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback there, so that helped back in high school. And a nice pickup there as he'll take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Prescott to throw it. Dancing to his left. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Running with Elliott. And not only did he not get in the end zone, he didn't get the first down either. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And that will force a turnover on downs. Well, they were looking for a clutch play there on 4th, unable to come up with it.
How about that defense, though, huh? How about that D?
Yeah, momentum swing.
And, you know, I remember playing how much 4th downs were emphasized. You know, because, as you said, it's a momentum play. It's also a big test for you. You know, if people are going to go for it on 4th down, they believe you're not up to the challenge. You want to show them differently.
Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Cousins gives way to Cook. Oh, nice move. And he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards, but also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
46 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
Mike 42, Mike 42.
To throw is Cousins. And this one complete to Smith. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, was able to make the sure catch, and flip the down marker back to 1.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he takes this down deep on the Cowboys side of the field. It's a gain of 35.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Now Cook running right. And they'll get to him just inside the 15. Even after the strong run we just saw, they're able to corral him quickly defensively. It was Osa Odighizuwa on the tackle. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Mike 42.
Handoff comes to Cook. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8. They'll run with Cook. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
Cook. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Call it a gain of 2 as they're knocking on the door now. 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory. One word comes to mind to me after that last play, and that's alert. That defense took a chance guessing the snap count, and they were so right. Got great push up front, and that forces 4th and goal.
The kick by Pinheiro is good. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
That one, a first down pickup of 8. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. He'll buy some time right. That is caught by Lamb. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
And, partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. He's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 51 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Partner, in our years together, we've never really run into a player that's admitted a doubt or a lack of confidence, right? But right now, I'm just wondering about that interior line because on defense, they're starting to get manhandled at the point of attack. Do they have it in them to figure a way to reverse the tide? Because right now, they're running the ball at will.
And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. They'll try to throw now. Prescott out to his left. And here is a leaping catch. He pulled it in. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a 1st down.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys are now just an extra point away from moving out in front. Zerline connects on the extra point, and they take the lead here at 7-6. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays, and it culminates in a touchdown run by Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Dalvin Cook taking the field for the Vikings' next possession. So far, been so good this season. Well on his way, as you see, to a 1,000-yard campaign. Is he almost having the type of year to where you say, let's let him get his and we'll control everything else?
That's one way to go about it. Personally, I go about it differently. I'm taking on the bullet. I've got to, because he gives his team an identity and confidence.
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Vikings! Dalvin Cook with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Vikings are going to retake the lead. Extra point right down the middle, and that'll make this a 6-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. Taken at the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Zeke and the Cowboys ready to begin their next drive. And the ground game's been good, but they're losing here in the second quarter. Can they use that ground game maybe to work the air attack a little bit more?
I think so, because now you can throw play action off of being able to run the ball effectively. And oftentimes you might want to just swing your back out of the backfield, get the ball in his hands in open space, and just don't get totally away from running it, because some of these runs now, they may pop bigger as the game goes along.
Yeah, they've been good with the run so far. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. 10th carry now for Elliott. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Prescott looks to throw on first. Steps away to his left. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. The Cowboys looking to get going again in a hurry. To throw again on 2nd down. Prescott. He finds his target. It's Schultz. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense. Here we go.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4.
To throw is Prescott. Eluding the pressure right. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
I know some teams are leery about playing cover 2. Because the strong safety's not usually a terrific cover guy, but in this case, he played it perfectly. Read the football and went and made the interception.
Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
Throwing is Cousins. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On 1st and 10, Cousins. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Come on, you serious, dog?
So a costly penalty yardage-wise, as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball. And if you're playing the man, you get a lot less leeway in terms of what's going to happen at the end of the play. But if you're looking for the football, it's less likely to draw the flag.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Cousins now. And a quick throw here, that's complete. The Vikings team's going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number one. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Cousins again. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson in the final seconds of the first half. And the Vikings would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now stands at 13. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. This is Tony Pollard. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Final play of the half. Prescott flushed out right. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Well, I know we hold off on the halftime update after all. Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. On the return, Tony Pollard from his end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They go to Elliott again. And this is going to be a Cowboys first down as good running gets him to about the 44.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards.
Let's pick it up. It's our time, guys. Our time. Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field.
A first down carry by Elliott. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
He's got a man complete. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. 39 yards there, a big one. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. The give is to Elliott. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call.
Hey, we're going to do what we do.
That's on the guard, Connor Williams. After the penalty, it's Elliott. 2 yards on the pickup. It'll be second down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Sliding out of the pocket. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
So a decent drive there to start the third quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
147 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Play action now, Cousins. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
A pass there complete to Westbrook, and he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. Again, this is Cook. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit. Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he? The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail. They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Cook. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside. That one good for 20. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. On play action, Cousins. That's complete to his running back, Jefferson. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. Now Pollard. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown. They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted,
The field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6. They feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get... The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Offensively, they're just not playing a very clean football game right now. This deficit, there's a fumble. Good news for them, at least. That went out of bounds.
You're exactly right, and as they breathe a sigh of relief, you know they're looking at the scoreboard, thinking to themselves, if we turn it over there, things could really get rough for us trying to make a comeback in this game.
And that will be incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable. And that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
We're going to 53. 55. Check 55. Mike. Come on, D. Mike.
Now Prescott on 4th down. Rolling to his right.
All day, every day, any day.
And he goes out right around the 39. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion, and defensively pure frustration. Another carry tonight for the workhorse Elliott, and able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. And now it looks like we've got a Cowboy shaken up down there on the field. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Final minute now of the third quarter. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. Able to hit his target, Lamb. Touchdown, Cowboys! CeeDee Lamb, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third. Zerline good with a PAT. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it's capped off with a Cowboys touchdown. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Kirk Cousins now gearing up to lead this offense back out there. How do you think he personally is evaluating his game so far? He was pretty good in the first half, been good so far here in the third quarter. He's got to like it, right?
Not looking for the dramatics here. Not trying to set the world on fire in terms of stats. It's almost like you're driving. Hands at 10 and 2, alert for anything out there, watching for trouble on the road, and making sure you get the team home.
The bus driver. See if he can drive the bus here again on this drive.
What happened?
The hit comes late. We saw it.
And we know that there's a guideline, right? Ball's gone, you get 1 step. If you're within 1 step of the quarterback, you can hit him as long as it's still done legally. But anything outside of that, looks like an extra step was involved.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. They go play action. Cousins. That's to Cook out of the backfield. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Tight end right. Tight end right. We got 4.
They run with Cook. He's been busy tonight. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Again, it's Cook. Cook stripped. The ball's out, and the Cowboys have recovered.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the fourth. Prescott now after the fumble recovery, being chased out left. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down. Prescott now. He'll find Lamb. That's complete. Prescott and Lamb hooking up for the Cowboy first.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. A first down throw for Prescott. Buying time to his left. And he's taken down inside the 30. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. On first down, it's Elliott. 103 yards on the ground for him now as he's gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Again, it's Elliott. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. A 20th carry here for Elliott. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
On play action, Prescott. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd down and 12. Now Prescott rolling to his left. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S, ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you've got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
17 yards, first down, Vikings. The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
Meanwhile, Cousins' throw pulled in by Jefferson. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield. Continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. They run it again with Cook. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7. And he completes it to Westbrook. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Forced out to his left. And he'll throw this one away. I don't think he's out of the pocket, no. Here comes the flag.
You blew the whistle.
In the pocket, chucked it away. Flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
Dak dropping this one off for Zeke. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll make it 3rd and 13. On 3rd down, Elliott. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. They'll get 6 there on the run, but it brings up 4th down. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. Desperation time. Prescott on 4th. Dancing to his left. And it's going to be batted down. And will go the other way with the football. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position.
42. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. He's crashing.
1st down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll keep it on the ground. Cook. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
14. Hey, watch the ball. Watch the ball. Mike, 14. 14.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. This is up and good from Pinheiro. And that will stretch the lead up to 13. So they settle for just the 3. But clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off. But they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
So Dak Prescott of the offense, down by 13, just over a minute 40 to play. Prescott's throw complete into the hands of Schultz here. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down.
I'm coming after you.
We're going to 54. Why ain't it?
55. Hey, eat. Here we go.
Here's Prescott. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now Dak. Prescott stripped. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Xavier Woods with a pick. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it to the end zone, and you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out, and I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
And they turned the pick 6 into a pick 8 with that 2-point conversion.
I love how you upsell. That is outstanding right there. What a big-time play. Big switch in how this game was going, and then they capitalized a little bit on top.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Dallas offense back out onto the field. And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. From the 25 on 2nd down. Prescott, throw left side complete. That's Schultz. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Wide open, Amari Cooper. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Give him 30 yards there.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing, and if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike.
Prescott on 1st down. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Prescott. Flush to his right. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Amari Cooper, his intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. To the air again, Prescott. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
One last shot now for Prescott. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And Prescott, his 3rd interception. It's Cameron Dantzler who picks it. And the Vikings come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and they've got to feel good about this performance. I think you'd agree, matched up against a top 5 defensive unit in the league, and they pretty much had their way.
Yeah, that was the interesting part about it, because normally when we see this defense play, they have their opportunities and they make their plays, don't they? They knock them back on their heels, they take the ball away, they change field position. In this case, what you said is so apt. They had their way with them, took it to them, and knocked them back on their heels and surprised the heck out of them.
So for the Vikings, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for Dallas, the loss drops them back to 4-3 so far. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Denver Broncos. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.